Difficulties is not a sign that something has gone wrong. It is the sign that you are doing something that matters, that you have stepped onto ground where growth actually happens, and the entire modern expectation that worthwhile things should come easily is a lie that has left a generation quitting the moment they encounter the resistance that was always going to be there. The struggle you are feeling is not evidence that you are on the wrong path or that you lack what it takes. It is evidence that you are attempting something real, because everything of genuine value sits on the far side of exactly this kind of resistance. People abandon their goals not because those goals were impossible, but because they expected the pursuit to feel good, and when it felt like struggle instead, they concluded they had failed. They had not failed. They had simply arrived at the difficulty that was always part of the deal and mistook the entry fee for a stop sign. The resistance exists precisely because it filters out everyone unwilling to endure it, which means the difficulty is not an obstacle standing between you and the reward, but the very mechanism that makes the reward valuable and rare in the first place. If the thing you want were easy, everyone would have it, and its being easy would make it worthless, because value comes from scarcity, and scarcity comes from the fact that most people will not pay the price. The struggle is doing you a favor, even as it punishes you, thinning the field, eliminating the competition, ensuring that the prize goes to the few willing to endure what the many will not. This reframes the entire experience, because the difficulty you have been cursing is actually the thing protecting the value of what you are pursuing, and every moment it makes you want to quit is a moment it is eliminating someone else who did quit, clearing the path for the one who refuses to. The expectation of ease is what makes struggle feel unbearable, because pain interpreted as wrong is far worse than the identical pain interpreted as expected, and the man who believes his pursuit should feel smooth experiences every difficulty as a betrayal, while the man who expected the grind experiences the same difficulty as simply the work. Two people can face identical resistance and have completely opposite experiences of it. One crushed because he thought it should be easier, the other steady because he knew it would be hard, and the only difference between them is the expectation they brought. This is why adjusting your expectations changes everything, because the suffering is amplified enormously by the belief that things should be otherwise, and removing that belief removes most of the suffering. When you expect the struggle, accept it as the normal condition of anything worthwhile, the difficulty stops feeling like a personal injustice and starts feeling like the terrain, and terrain can be crossed while injustice just makes you bitter and quick to quit. The struggle is where you are actually built, forged, transformed into someone capable of more than you currently are, which means the difficulty is not the price you pay for the reward, but is itself the primary reward, the thing that changes you in ways the achievement alone never could. The man who endures a brutal pursuit emerges from it different, stronger, harder, equipped with a capacity for endurance that becomes his for every future challenge. And this transformation is the deepest value of the entire ordeal, worth more than whatever external prize sits at the end. If the path were smooth, you would arrive at your destination unchanged, the same person who started, having gained a thing but not having become anything, and that unchanged arrival is a kind of poverty disguised as success. Why this matters is that you should stop wishing the difficulty away, because wishing it away is wishing away the very process that would transform you. And the man who finds an easy path robs himself of the growth that the hard path was going to give him for free. Comfort is what you should actually fear, not difficulty, because the absence of struggle means the absence of growth, which means a life that feels easy is a life in which you are quietly stagnating, decaying, becoming less than you could be while mistaking your comfort for success. The man whose days contain no resistance is not winning. He is coasting, and coasting is just falling in a direction that feels pleasant. And the ease he enjoys is the ease of a life that has stopped demanding anything of him. This inverts the entire framework most people operate under, because they organize their lives around minimizing difficulty when they should be organizing around embracing it, seeking out the resistance that would grow them, rather than fleeing toward the comfort that will shrink them. What you need to understand is that a struggle-free existence is not the goal but the warning sign, the indication that you have stopped challenging yourself, and that the discomfort you have been avoiding was the thing that would have kept you alive and growing.
The difficulty being real is exactly what makes the achievement meaningful, because meaning is manufactured through effort and struggle and cannot be manufactured any other way, which is why the things handed to you easily feel empty while the things you fought for feel like they matter. The brain assigns significance in proportion to what something cost, so the harder the pursuit, the more meaningful the result, and a life engineered for ease is a life engineered, without realizing it, for meaninglessness. This is why people who take shortcuts to their goals so often find the goals hollow when they arrive, because they skipped the struggle that would have made the achievement mean something, and got the prize without the significance that only difficulty could have provided. How this should change your approach is that you stop resenting the hardness of your path and start recognizing it as the source of the meaning you are seeking, understanding that the very difficulty making you want to quit is the same difficulty that will make your eventual success feel like it was worth something. Your capacity to endure hardship is a muscle that strengthens each time you refuse to quit, which means every difficult thing you push through makes you more capable of pushing through the next one, building an endurance that compounds across your life until you become someone for whom the challenges that break other people are simply Tuesday. The man who has trained himself to withstand difficulty develops a kind of power that the comfort seeker never accesses, an ability to keep going when things get hard that becomes his decisive advantage in a world where most people fold at the first serious resistance. This is why deliberately choosing hard things is an investment, because each one builds the capacity that makes you formidable, and the accumulated strength of a man who has endured much becomes nearly impossible to compete with. What this means for you is that the current struggle is not just about the current goal, but about building the durability that will serve every future pursuit, so that even if this particular difficulty defeated you, the enduring of it would have made you stronger, and pushing through it makes you stronger still. So, stop waiting for it to get easier, because it was never going to get easier, and the waiting itself is just another way of refusing to do the work while telling yourself you are preparing for it. Another comfortable delay dressed up as readiness. The resistance is permanent, a feature of everything worth doing, and the sooner you accept that the pursuit of anything great will demand struggle from you until the very end, the sooner you can stop being surprised and derailed by a difficulty that was always guaranteed. Make peace with the hardness. Expect it, welcome it, understand that it is doing exactly what it is supposed to do, forging you and filtering your competition and manufacturing the meaning you are seeking. All at once. The men who succeed are not the ones who found an easier path. They are the ones who stopped expecting one, who accepted the struggle as the cost and the transformation and the point, and who kept moving through the resistance that sent everyone else home. It was always going to demand everything from you. That was never a mistake. That was the whole design.